And we're back.
Hey guys. So
All
yeah,
right.
Thoughtful Tangents is back, back, back now
Back
for our
again.
second episode. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Welcome back. Tell a friend. Sam and Britt are back.
With
And I'm
the
gonna
same
stop
and
now.
everything.
I'm going to stop. Okay. Okay, we gotta do a content warning again, like our disclaimer. So because
Roll the footage.
yeah, and scene. That's what you say at the end, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Thoughtful Tangents is not for, we are not giving parenting advice. Sam and Britt are not giving parenting advice. But we are just simply telling you our stories that contain curse words, humor, and sarcasm. You should leave right now if you don't like curse words. Okay. We love our children, but we don't always like them. And we have the right to say that we don't like our children. We're here to talk about the realities of parenting. So, yeah, we listen and we don't judge. I think that's what the kids are saying these days. If you don't like chaos, you should go right now. This isn't for you. It's not it. It says it in the name. Like, we are liable to go off on a tangent at any point in time. So,
Don't
yeah.
judge us. Don't judge us.
So,
Just don't.
but if you are okay with all of this, then this is a spot for you. You should keep listening. So, yeah, here we are. Episode 2.
All right,
This.
let's get this ball rolling. Are we picking another topic? We just starting
We are.
raw? What are we doing? All right, let's
Um,
go.
let's pick another topic and then see where we go from here. Okay.
Yeah.
Co-parenting.
Oh, this all
This is
you.
an especially interesting topic today.
Yes. Yes. Well, do
Um,
you want me to start it off? You to start it off? I feel like you
well,
have probably more to say than I do.
I feel like, yeah, this was definitely like my time to shine. Do you,
Yeah.
okay, let's just start by saying, like, do you have to co parent at all? Minus with your husband.
No, just with my
I mean,
husband.
I
That's
mean,
it.
that's technically co parenting, but, like,
It in the broadest sense, I guess you could say, like it's not what people think of co-parenting is today. Like we talk to each other, we communicate with each other, but that's kind of where the relations stop because obviously
gotcha.
we have other relations that we do. But yeah,
Go-
I mean, I could probably give advice on it, but that's really honestly it. You have the
yeah.
most to deal with.
Yeah. I think co parenting could be like an amazing, beautiful thing, but it's not for me right now. Like, I think co parenting is super important. Like, obviously, it has to be. If you are choosing to not be in a relationship with someone that you brought kids into this world with, it is 100% the most important thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just jump right in.
Go for it.
So, my kid's dad and I probably shouldn't use names, huh? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Lincoln and Aniston's dad. We were together for like 8 years before we had kids. Um, then accidentally got pregnant. And 4 months in to having the kids, we found ourselves in a bit of a like domestic situation. So that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But we split. Um, and then so since then we have co-parented. We had a period of time where we weren't talking to each other, but then after that kind of resolved, we co-parented very well. It is hard to do things um, with twins as a single person, especially when they're at certain ages. Like, for example, swim lessons. You need another person. So their dad and I, we were able to come together. We did a lot of stuff together and co-parented well. But then as the years went on, I don't really know the disconnect, but things started changing where it's like he's starting to keep the kids and not return them when he says he's going to. And this is example number one of like why you should have some sort of custody agreement, that sort of thing. I am literally living that right now. I don't know how many times I've talked to you about this, Sam.
Yeah. Couple
um,
times.
yeah. So, yeah, it co-parenting could be easy if you have someone is who has the same values as you and morals and, for lack of a better term, like does the right thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But their dad can't do that. He has his own set of issues, and not saying that I don't, but I am the primary caregiver. Kids live with me 24/7. And he doesn't even currently reside here. He is states away. So for work. So yeah, this is a lot to like unpack.
It
Sorry.
is. It is. It is.
But it's really hard, and I think there has to be like some sort of foundation, like ground, legal grounds. Like, so yeah, I don't really know where to go from here.
Yeah. I feel like you're right. Especially especially in your situation or other people's situation, you definitely need some sort of legal binding document that
Mhm.
says, hey, this is what I expect of you, and this is what you're going to get in return. Because, I mean, that's essentially what it is a give and take
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's like and for your baseline, it's, I expect to get my kids back.
Yeah.
Like, at a reasonable hour, reasonable time when I want. And I feel
Yes.
like that's huge that that's not where his mindset's at.
Right. My mindset is that like that creates stability for the kids. So it's not necessarily like that I'm just demanding like you need to bring them back at this time and this is how
Yeah.
things are going to go. It's creating like a stability for the kids of like knowing, okay, well this is the time that I'm supposed to be with my dad and this is the time that I'm supposed to be with my mom. And yeah, they don't have to, we've had too much of, in our situation, we've had too much of like a guessing game of my kids don't know when they're going to come home. There have been times when they haven't been allowed to talk to me,
Hmm.
which isn't right
Yeah.
because their dad has just as much access to them when they are with me, like talking
Yeah.
to them on the phone or FaceTime or whatever. Um that I'm not reciprocated that. And I in my situation, not everybody's situation is the same, and I hope that you have whoever's listening has like a very good, like they have a good co-parenting relationship, and I'd like love to hear more because like this is
Yeah.
just like not a good time in my life revolving this topic. Where was I saying?
But I also don't feel like, so you don't have the best opposite co-parent either. Like that sucks,
No.
but you also don't have like a great example that you can like be like, okay, so this is what they did differently.
Hmm.
You're kind of just out there in limbo by yourself. Like,
I have to make all of the decisions. So it makes it
yeah.
very hard to co-parent because when you have the other parent who he's off living his life. He calls and talks to the kids every day, most days. And that's fine. I'm not saying that he has to call the kids every day or whatever. He is gone for work. That's how he lives his life. But I am left with all of the big decisions. I pay for everything. I run them to and from activities. I have to make all the decisions. So from my standpoint, it's like, well, if you can't at least contribute financially to your kids' well-being, then I am going to make call all the shots, and I you don't
Yeah.
really have much say. Um and so that's personally that's where I'm at with trying to get things in order as trying to make that a legal thing.
Yeah.
So my like the best thing that I did was finally get a freaking attorney. Like I should have
Yeah.
dragged my feet as long as I did.
No.
But you don't want to
But
rock the boat. Like
yeah.
But when you're in this situation, your kids are your priority, especially in the situation that I am. Mine does not come from a just like an amicable divorce. Like that is not where we are at all. It's never been that between him and I. And so just get a freaking lawyer and just get it established. Whether you guys are still civil at this point or not. My whole thing was like, well, why am I gonna do this and like possibly upset him when we're co-parenting just fine and we're able to agree on things, because we were until
Yeah.
we weren't able to do that anymore. But for your sanity and your kids' well-being, it
Yeah.
needs to happen. It just, because you guys can agree on things. Like I'm learning a lot about this journey right now. Like there are so many possible elements of custody and how things can just be done. I didn't know all of those options. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was young and dumb.
Yeah. As we all were. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard too because it's never front and center to you. Like it's never like not never. I shouldn't say never. It's not always front and center to you. Like it's kind of something that just lives in the back of your mind and you're like, oh, well, yeah, that's there, but whatever. It's not affecting you. I what do you say? Like at least 70%,
Yeah.
60%, 50% of your life? Like it really doesn't
Mhm.
affect you a whole lot until all of a sudden it does. And it's bad.
Yes.
Like it's not like, oh, okay, he's here, whatever, it's fine. Like it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, he's fucking here. Like he's here, he's here, he's
Yes.
here. And
Yeah.
I
So
think that's the scary part.
yeah, there is that element, like I said, where, well, should I just like list off the things that have happened? I don't know.
If you feel comfortable. You don't have to. Like I feel like just so our listeners know, like it affects your life so much when he's here.
Uh-huh.
Like it makes doing normal things that you do every day just exhausting. Like
Yes.
it's just an exhausting time. And then he's gone and you're like, I can breathe. I can breathe
Hmm.
again.
And then that's when I mess up. That's when I like have to take some responsibility here and say like I mess up because I'm like, oh, he's gone. I have a minute to breathe. And then things go lax and like I don't handle the situation. I don't take care of what I need to take care of. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's back again. And it's like, so I've had issues with him picking the kids up from school and like pulling them out of school. And I don't know where they are. He has kept them, he says that he's going to return them. I go to pick them up and he tries to tell me that they're out of town or whatever, and won't let the kids talk to me. Or if he does, like, they're like heavily coached, that sort of thing. And you know your kids when they're speaking their actual mind or when they're not.
Yeah.
And so we've just had those kinds of situations where he thinks that he gets to call the shots, and I wish that he could have more autonomy and say and
Yeah.
take more responsibility for those things, but that's not where we're at. Like he is not a
You
responsible adult. And so I just want to say too, like, for anybody listening who is in this situation, semi whatever, I'm sorry if you have to deal with a parent that can't get their shit together. So, because it's really hard, not just for you, it's really hard for my kids. My kids are confused. They're confused all the time about whether they're supposed to like their dad,
yeah.
whether they should go with their dad, because I have to tell them things like, if your dad comes to the school, like, do not
Do not
leave
leave
with
him.
him. It's not that I don't want them to see their dad, but he's not a stable enough person to have that sort of responsibility of just picking them up and, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's right now I'm not co-parenting. I'm not talking to him. An attorney is involved on my end, and we are working on getting him served with papers. But
Yeah.
he's a master at evasion.
Yeah.
So,
Well, okay, let's get off this topic. Like not off of it, but let's go to would be some amazing things to have as a co-parent. Like if you had to choose your other person that you could co-parent with, regardless if you're with them, not with them, whatever, what would make you feel comfortable in the situation that, okay, yeah, that is a solid that's a solid person that they can drop them off to softball practice. They can like,
Clear communication, no secrets. Like I'm not saying that I
yeah,
have to know every aspect of your life. Like if we're not together, I don't need to know that,
yeah,
but I need to know some sort of it in the respect of you're going to have my kids with you. Um
yeah.
so what sort of stuff's going on over at your house? Like what do like that sort of thing. Yeah, just communication, communication, communication.
Yeah. And
Obviously, you
I
guys have to
feel,
agree
yeah.
on things.
Yeah. Well, communication, I feel like that's a part of growing up. Like you realize, oh,
Yes.
like I don't have my mom to call to make doctor's appointments for me anymore. Like
Hmm.
I have to be a big girl, pull my pants up and just get shit done, which I feel like women are much more at the forefront of it when it comes time to be like, okay, I need to get shit done.
Women have had
And
to stand up since the beginning of time.
yes,
Like, I've always looked at it like I literally don't have an option. Like, people have asked me,
yeah,
well, how do you do it with twins? Like, I don't know. I just do it. Like,
yeah,
this was put in front of me and I have no choice but to figure it out. Like, I don't really think of it that way. It's just like,
yeah,
well, this is what's happening now. So,
yeah. It is. It definitely is like, yeah. You're like, okay, yep,
mhm.
this is my life. This is what I have to do. And I feel like that's just maturing and that's adulting and everything like that. And that's also figuring out who your partner is or, that kind of thing too, is really need to talk to your partner. Okay, this is a communication, like, this is a communication I need from you in order for me to not be stressed out about whatever the hell you're doing
Yes.
with my children, by yourself, like regardless, relationship, not relationship, however it falls. But that's, yeah. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
the hardest, one of the hardest things
Yeah.
humans
Also,
don't
like
know how to do.
you can't use the kids as game pieces.
Leverage.
You can't use them against each other. And so I feel like the best thing that I do on my part is I do allow my kids to have contact with him. Like my kids know that they can call him at any time, whatever.
Yeah.
Um and if they want to see him, then it like I'm going to facilitate an appropriate way for them to be around him.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just going to say no, like, yeah. So I feel like yeah, on my part, I've not cut off contact. Like, I'm not going to be that bitter person, but I'm just going to make sure that my kids are safe while they have that contact, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the whole part of making it legal, whether you're getting along or not. So then, yeah, it's just expectations are clear.
Yeah.
So, and if you can't follow the rules, then consequences will be had. But
It's like your kids. It's like a toddler.
yes,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
can be brought back to being a toddler.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
um,
Well,
and it's super expensive. Like this journey that I'm on
mhm.
is super expensive. Like I dropped $3,000 just to hire an attorney.
Yeah.
Um, my kid's safety, priceless.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's your tagline for my kids.
Yeah. So when they say kids are expensive, they are.
Yes.
That's yes. So yeah, I just co-parenting is going to be hard. I feel like even co-parenting is even going to be hard if you get along with that person. Obviously it's going to be hard because you couldn't stay together in a relationship,
Hmm.
so there's going to be problems no matter what.
I feel like with it, you definitely have to like bite your tongue with a lot of things, like
Hmm.
because I mean you're two different people. That's the thing is you're just two different people, and you're not coming together as one anymore. And you're like, you have to be like, are my children going to be safe? And if it's
Hmm.
a yes, okay. Or like, will I know where they are? Yes. Like, there's certain check marks that you would have to hit for it to be like, okay, like I don't agree with what they're doing, but balls in their court, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Like, whatever. Like, if you're like, no, I don't want them to get ice cream after whatever because it's 8 o'clock at night, but are they in harm's way? No.
Right.
Like, those certain things
Pick
where
your
it's just
battles
like,
like with a toddler.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, yes,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's hard.
Um, it truly is. Like, it's really hard for me to hold my tongue. I say pretty much whatever's on my mind.
Yeah. Yep.
But that's my red flag.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have the best. I wish my co-parenting situation was different. Like, I
Yeah.
really do, because once again, like, it really just comes down to like it's harming the kids. But I will say, like, if you are in a position like mine or worse, the best advice that was given to me was like, if you have to be a little bit crazy to take care of your kids, then be crazy,
Yeah.
in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah, my kids are dealing with a lot. Like, they go to school all day. That's their job, kind of like what we discussed last episode. They're learning all these things. They're in second grade. So we're learning how to read, and we're ramping it up on the math, and all while that's happening, they're like losing teeth, cuz yeah, you lose
Yeah.
teeth, and
Teeth are
it's
falling
a
out of your
tough.
head.
Yeah, teeth are falling out of your head, um and so it's chaotic time, and then they come
Yes.
home and there's just like uncertainty, and
Yeah.
um so I would much rather, like, I don't know if anybody would agree with me on this, but like there are times where it's like at one point in time when I was starting this split from their dad, I could have literally just cut him off. I had the means to, like, there was a no contact order between us. I could have just cut him off and done the right thing and gone through the legal system. Like, I don't have my kids' dad is not going to be one of those who's just going to not
Yeah.
contact his kids, which is good
Yeah.
and bad for me.
Yeah.
But like, I would much rather just cut him out because he brings so much uncertainty and fear, a level of fear, to be honest, to my kids. And so I would much rather them grow up without him than have this, to be
Yeah.
very honest. If you can't be a normal, productive person in society, then I don't think that you should have access to your kids.
Yeah. Do you wish you would have done that when they were younger?
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
because
Because I
because
think
now
I
they have a
knew,
little attachment to them,
yes,
especially
yes.
then. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I knew deep down that, not I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
I knew deep
Your
down
dad.
that him and I would never work. Um,
Yeah.
and so, but coming from being someone who grew up without their dad, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna have that for my kids. We're not gonna do
Yeah.
that. I want them to know their dad and da 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 da. But let's be honest, if I grew up with my dad, I would be way worse off than how I
Yeah.
am now. Like, way worse.
Yeah.
And so yeah, um I wish that when I had split from him, I had just stayed split and not fostered any sort of co-parenting relationship between him and I without going through legal action first and
Yeah.
fostering it that way, just because of how we are. Now, other people, you can do that. You can establish co-parenting boundaries and go through the legal system as well. But like, I didn't have to go through the legal system because him and I weren't married. We didn't have anything to hash out besides the kids.
Yeah.
And so also it was a very scary, volatile time for me. So like, any sort of retaliation on my end, which custody agreements and that sort of thing he's going to view that as retaliation. I didn't want to make him mad, which
Yeah.
sounds really dumb because of all the things that he's done. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
I would tell people, just immediately do that. Things can
Yeah.
change. Like, you can have things altered. Your parenting plans, your custody agreements, all that stuff can be altered, but it needs to be established to begin with.
Yeah.
So, this subject is making my eye
I
tick
twitch.
worse right now. I've been dealing with this for like 2 weeks, and it is just
Shit.
going. I hope we
Yeah.
can't see
He's
it.
like,
So,
Um, well, one more thing.
yeah.
Do you feel like if you would have done the legal route early on, do you feel like that would have changed him, their dad, in any sort of way? Like, do you
Mm,
feel like he would have backed off? He would have been like, ah,
no,
fuck
I don't
that.
think no, I don't think that it would have changed anything except in the response of like how he's going to respond to me. He's going to become more aggressive, more hostile.
Yeah.
But the thing is he is already aggressive and hostile with me when he wants to be, when things aren't in his favor. But if I had gone the legal route to begin with, at least I have someone on my side to say like you can't act like that, because right now
Yeah.
the problem is he can show up wherever and take them. The police aren't going to come and say you got to give them back to her
Yeah.
because it's not your
Because there's
turn with
nothing.
them or whatever. There's nothing. He's their parent, and so yeah, he can pull them out of school, like and that's where I have to live with myself, and I failed as a parent. Like, I failed hard.
I wouldn't say you failed. I would not say you failed. I feel like you learned. You learned
You
big
live and
time.
learn.
Yep.
Live,
And
learn,
you
laugh,
learned.
love. Yes. If I don't make jokes through this, like, I'm not that insensitive. If I don't
Yeah.
make jokes, I will just, yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's just,
This is
yeah.
like a terrible topic that, like, for me, it's terrible. Like I said before, it's not terrible for everybody. And I hope it's not terrible for you. But fucking figure it out before you get to
Yeah.
this point. Like, if I can tell you anything, like, just fucking do the hard things first. Like, I didn't want to have to deal with the hard things. I was in denial about a lot of things. I've also got my mom
Yeah.
breathing down my neck about, you need to do this, you need to do that, and I didn't want to deal
Yeah.
with that then. Yeah. So do the hard things first, be an adult,
Yeah.
because I'm paying
I
for
feel
it
like
big time.
I feel like that let's just go back to like just even having kids. Like not even the co-parenting thing, but like when you have kids, regardless of however you had them, if you had them
Mhm.
at 19, if you had them really young by yourself, like all of these things, like I don't think you actually become a true adult until you have to keep another human being alive.
Yes.
Like it's terrifying because someone just hands you this baby and says, "Good luck, don't shake them." Like essentially that's all of the warning you get. Just
Right.
don't shake them. Like
Right.
you don't, and then
I
you just
I
have to like
I
pull your
was
way through
literally
it.
like, how are they letting two humans go home with us? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I said that to their dad. I'm like, what are we supposed to do with them?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I like, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I forget to eat sometimes, or
Yeah.
like I'll watch, I don't know how many episodes of Grey's Anatomy. Like, how am I supposed to take care of an infant, let alone two?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't know anything. You don't know anything until
You
you have to
really
start doing
don't.
it.
You really don't because it's just yeah. And then every stage after that is like, okay. Well, and I always say this. I try to tell new parents like you just keep wishing for the next step. And then I feel like you just wish their life away, which
Yes.
I don't want to do, but it's like one of those things where I'm like if they could only crawl, if they could only sit up, if they could only
100%.
walk. And you
Yes.
just all of a sudden you get into this okay, well now I'm at the point well like I have a 5 year old that's getting ready to go to kindergarten next year. And so, like, I'm like, okay, well, we need to get everything in order. And I'm just like, how many more of those ifs do I have before
Mhm.
they're their own person? And I don't know. I feel bad talking like, because
I
I mean,
hear you.
I was the queen when my daughter was little. It was like, if she could only sit up by herself, if she could only hold her bottle by herself, if she could do this, if she could do that. And I'm just like, one day I was like, I'm wishing her life away to make my life easier. And it's never going to
Yeah, but
stop
no, it's not. But that's very normal. That's a normal response,
it is
I feel like.
Because your life is not your life anymore. Like,
No, but you're the
it's
one who's
not.
having to do it. Like, so
Yes.
yes, while you feel selfish and stuff, but it's like it's your life too. Like, and yeah, you need things to be easier. So yes, like you wishing those things isn't going to change what's happening right now. You're still going to take care of your
Yeah.
kid, and it's not going to make you wishing them to do something isn't going to make time pass any faster.
Yeah.
So thinking that is not really going to hurt anything. Don't have mom guilt over
No.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Try not to. Try not to. I don't know. I
No,
guess it mom guilt. Should we talk about mom guilt? Should we hold on to mom
it's
guilt
a
for a
real
different
thing.
time? It's a
Like
real thing.
pregnancy brain, mom guilt is a
Yeah.
real thing. Hmm.
Yeah. It is.
And I think depending
It
on your
is.
situation, your mom guilt looks different. Um, mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
know.
know.
Like my, well, I have a lot of mom guilt for different situations, but like my biggest pet peeve with mom guilt is like when my kids are gone, I feel
Hmm.
like I have to do the most out of, I have to do the most. Like
Yes.
I have to clean, I have to get dishes done. And I'm like, I do all of these things while they're here, like
Yeah,
regardless. And why am I
right.
doing it?
Okay, so like I saw a thing where it's like, okay, first off, moms and dads have the right to complain at
Hmm.
any given time. Like, yes, I chose to have children, whatever, because you have those people that's like, well, you chose to have children, so you shouldn't
Yeah.
complain. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Pretty
You
much.
don't get to like say whether I can complain about my life or not. So,
Yeah.
like, where was it? Oh my god, my memory's shot. Mhm.
Mm.
Take it away, Sam.
But so that goes on to say with like people that tell us you decided to have kids, you decided to have this
Yeah,
life, like then you don't get to complain about your life either because you chose to have your life either. So like if we're
exactly.
in this ever revolving like okay, then no one should complain. Like we should have no complaints in the world because we decided all of our fates, which I feel like is ridiculous because sometimes we fall into grooves of like this is just what I have to do. Like, this is just the
Yeah.
thing I have to do. And it's just
You have
like,
different periods of time of your life, and some things are going to be harder than others. Some days are going to be better than others. That's just life, whether you have kids or not, or whatever you're doing, like wherever you're at in your life. Like
yeah,
when I didn't have kids, I was in nursing school and I complained about it every fucking day.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
the worst decision of my life. But here I am living as a nurse. Like
yeah. And I feel like complaining is normal because I try to get the best out of complaining. I mean, I told you several times where, okay, do you want answers or do you just want to vent? Because I feel like that's
yes,
huge too. Like because
yes,
sometimes I do complain and I'm like, no, I seriously need an answer because I can't see outside of this circle. This circle
yeah,
is where I'm living and this is what and you're sometimes you say like, well just eat something else or just go for a walk and you're just like
yeah.
I didn't even see that as a possibility. All I saw
Right,
was
exactly.
this is the hell I'm living in and I don't know how to get out of
There is
it.
no way out of it. Yes, 100%. 100%. And I think, okay, like we joke about it, but it is very important. Like when, I text you and, um, and I'm like, this happened and this is dumb and, da 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 da. And you're like, are you asking me for advice or
Yeah,
do you want me to agree with you right now and then we can think rationally later? And I was
yeah,
like, that is so important because it's like we all need that validation, right?
yeah,
Like I'm listening to you and I hear you and that problem is real and I'm not just going to explain away like, "Oh, you should do this instead of doing this."
yeah,
Like no, sometimes you just need to vent and that's okay. Like yeah,
yeah.
like that.
Or yeah. Or I just need you to be like I mean, I feel like there's sometimes where I'm like okay, I just need you to tell me if I'm crazy or not cuz I feel
Yeah.
crazy and I do feel like I'm living in crazy land. And like sometimes I explain it and you're like, no, you're absolutely
That's
not crazy. Like
yeah, like
that would
I'm
be
seeing
hell to
100% your side.
walk. Yeah, yes. But sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, so maybe, I don't know, you could calm down just a little bit or, just lock yourself away for just a hot, like,
Yes.
you need that for, and that goes back to the complaining and venting and
Yeah.
everything like that. Like, you need that, like, walking it down and shoving it down benefits absolutely nobody. Not
No.
yourself, not your friends, not your family,
I've had
nobody.
to learn that the hard way. Therapy 101. I love therapy. I recommend it for anyone.
Highly, highly recommend. 5 stars.
Highly,
5 stars.
highly recommend. 100. Yes. But why I keep losing all the things. So what do
You do.
you I do. I this isn't good. So what do you do like for time alone? Like okay, sorry, I'm associating this with mom guilt because it's like when I do have time alone, it's like I'm taking away from my kids, but what about myself too?
Yeah.
So like what do you like to do in your own time when you don't have your children? Yeah. What are things that you like to do?
I so I am a baker. I like to bake. I bake and read and listen to audio. I I do read, but I listen to audiobooks a lot. And so
She
that's
can read,
really,
guys. I've seen her do it. She can read.
I mean, I read all of these books back here. I remember most of them, I think. No. But like I listen to audiobooks and I bake and I like to just doodle sometimes too, like art, but it's mostly baking and I feel accomplished even at sometimes at the end of the day nothing turns out and I'm like the hell am I doing? I don't even know what I'm
Yeah.
doing anymore.
Yeah.
But I definitely do that. Like I do that to chill out, to just kind of reset my mind because it's most of the time I've done the baking and everything long enough that most of the time it just kind of is just a natural feel. Like there's not a whole lot of thinking involved.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of just go with the flow, which
Yeah.
is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I read. I can read too.
I can
I
read
read a
too.
lot. Look, mom, I can read. So, yeah, I very much like I like to read. I like to have it quiet because like we talked before, we're in constant chaos and noise. So sometimes I just want it absolutely quiet. Um I do like crafting. So when I do have time to do that, that's great. Yeah, just hanging out, chilling is or at least that's what like I feel like where I'm at with that's where I get the most peace is because it's always loud and chaotic at I was gonna say at school, but at work and at home.
Yes.
And because we are such loud people, me and my kids, we are
Yes.
loud people. Someone's always yelling at someone. Lincoln can't go 5 minutes without making a noise. So, like, I just want it quiet. But I feel like as time goes on and my kids change and grow and I change and grow, that my peace will be different. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then I feel really guilty. So here's the other part of that is when am sitting down relaxing, nothing is getting done. I don't have anybody else
Yeah.
here that's doing anything, right? Like so dishes are
That's
still
mom
in the
guilt.
sink, laundry still needs to be folded. And so that's where like my mom guilt kicks in because I'm like the fuck? Like I need to do all this stuff. But
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say before is that if you have someone who's complaining to you and needs time away from their kids, like their time away from them should not be spent doing those household chores. Like that's not a
Yeah.
break. That is, taking my kids so I can run to the grocery store or whatever. Like that is not a break.
Yeah.
That don't count. So,
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Unless of course grocery shopping or that is your me
yeah,
time.
that could be
Unless that's how you,
your
yeah,
downtime.
that could be
Honestly,
your thing.
I love going to the store without my kids now. Like
Yes.
I used to hate going to the store, like grocery shopping, but then having kids, that's too much. And so
Yeah.
now I love walking up and down the aisles without my children.
Oh yeah. Just
I really do.
wandering up and down. I know
Yeah.
I do 99% of the grocery shopping for my house. which again, I don't mind. I like doing it. I do the coupons, I do all sorts of stuff. So I enjoy
Fucking
it.
love a good
But
coupon.
oh, hell yeah. But the 1% that my family comes with me to the grocery store, I swear to God, I spend close to 50 to $100 more of just shit. I have no idea
And
where
you're
it
like,
came from.
why did I do this? Why did I do this?
Yes. And I'm at the grocery store almost double the time it would take me to just go to the goddamn grocery store. And
I
I'm
know.
just like,
My kids will be like, why can't I go? And I'm like, it takes me longer to get you in and out of the car than why I actually need to go to the damn
yeah,
store. So no, you can stay your
yes,
ass at home. You don't need to go. No.
yes. Yes. And of course, like I have two youngers, and so they know which grocery stores have like the little car carts, the with the
Yes.
and you just can't maneuver around anything. And
Yeah.
half the time I'm like, no, they don't have them. But of course, they're always outside because you can't park them in the regular
Yep.
corral. So they're sitting outside and we walk right by it. And I'm just like,
Can we have a chat about the cart situation?
yes.
So right now, my kids want to drive the cart, and that pisses me the
Ugh.
fuck off
Ugh.
because we can't drive in a straight line.
Mhm.
Can't. Now I know why my mom always made me walk in front of her. So like can't hit my heels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like now I know why my mom didn't want me anywhere near her at the grocery store.
Yeah. It's so true. I have never turned around and been like, I would. I would.
You're lucky there's witnesses right now. Do I have any skin left on the back of my legs? I don't fucking know. Am I bleeding? Because it feels like I'm bleeding, and if I'm not bleeding, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be pissed off because it hurts like a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Hurts like a motherfucker. Oh my God. Yeah. It's the
Well, okay,
worst.
and then okay, rewind to when they're younger. Like, okay, I I only have the twin aspect to go off of, but when I see you with a small baby, okay, who don't that baby don't give a damn if they're in a car cart or not,
Yeah.
okay? You have the baby strapped to you and you're just
Hmm.
pushing the car cart. You don't need a car cart. You don't
Yeah.
need that. Okay? That pisses me off to no end because here I am with two twins, okay?
Yeah.
And I've got to stick one in the car or trail one behind me, one sitting in the front. You don't need that double cart. I
Yeah.
need that double cart, and they're no longer
Yeah.
available. Like,
Yeah.
and that infant that's strapped to your chest doesn't need the car cart either. So don't
Yeah.
say that I'm like being mean and singling you
Yeah.
out, but that's just the way that it is. Like, nothing gets under my skin more
Oh God.
than that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna invent something where like you have to show proof that you need that cart. Like how
I
Aldi, like
stand
how
going.
Aldi, you gotta put the fucking quarter in. That's why I don't go to Aldi's because they don't trust your ass. But I guess you know what, whatever.
Oh
Um,
my God. Don't come for Aldi. I love Aldi. Aldi, I love you.
I
Sponsor us,
know.
please. So she'll go. She'll go if we're sponsored, okay, Aldi?
The
Jeez
last time I went to
Louise.
Aldi was not good. It wasn't good. But okay, so like you gotta put the quarter in there to get the cart. Like we've got to do something. You have to show proof that you need that double cart, or you
Yeah.
can't have it. Fuck it, you can't.
No.
So
Oh my God.
that's my
Well,
tangent. I'm sorry.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. I feel like our battle right now is who sits in the cart and who sits in the seat. That's a big
Yeah,
thing right now. It's a battle.
both my kids want to ride on the end of the cart, which
Mm,
also drives me nuts. And so because you can't both be on the end, right? So now we're like one's on standing on either side of the cart.
yeah.
Well, that's fine until one decides to hop off and then you damn near wreck the cart because
Yeah.
the weight distribution has changed. And we look like idiots when we go to the store, plain and simple. Me and my kids, we
Yeah.
look like idiots. Yeah. Oh, I gotta tell you, you may already know this. Like, speaking of being idiots at the grocery store. So, I've had my bank account hacked like multiple times, right? So now I just like keep all of my money in savings. So, nobody come for my savings account, please. But I don't know if I should be saying this. So yeah, like I just keep all my money in my savings account. So like when I know that I'm going to the store, I will like move money over to my checking
Yeah.
account, right? Well, one day I thought I did that. And so we're at the checkout. The kids are also, there needs to be more lanes open. I hate going through self checkout with my kids because they dick
Yeah.
around with so much shit. And it's like, no, somebody
Yes.
just do this. I need
Oh
to,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so there's,
Or
yeah,
or 1 second. Or they just keep scanning the same thing, and I'm like, now I have to
exactly.
have somebody come over
Now,
here and cancel the 5 things
yeah.
that you scanned.
And they're going to take 10 minutes before they get their asses over here.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yes.
so okay, so I'm scanning the items, kids are bagging them, I'm trying to pay and my card keeps getting declined. And so my kids are like picking the bags up, putting them in the cart. And I'm like, you guys stop. I said, my card's not working. I got to figure
You're
this out.
sweating.
Like, I'm already embarrassed. There's a fucking line behind us. And so then really loud, Anderson goes, Lincoln, put it all back. Mommy's card's not working. It's declined. Mommy don't have no money. I'm like, shh, would you shut up? Like, be quiet. Just putting all her information out and just like throwing her arms wildly, like, oh my,
Yep.
like so disgusted. Like, here we go again. She does this all the time. Like, just
Happen every time. Motherfucker can't get her. Can't get her.
no. Like, and so, like, I'm super fucking embarrassed for one. And like, and I'm just like looking at her like, I swear to God, if there weren't people around, I would knock you into next Tuesday, but I can't do that. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. My card is keeps getting declined. So anyways, I like
Yeah.
look at my bank account and I never hit like transfer.
Shit. So you're sitting at zeros.
Yeah, like I don't have yeah, of course my card's gonna get declined. I never transferred that money over.
Oh
And so
my
I just had to do
god.
that and then it worked and I was just like, just walk with your head fucking down through this fucking grocery store. Like that's the life I live. Like that's what it's like 24/7 at my house.
Well, I put
And
it all
that is
back.
why yeah, that's why I don't go to the store with my kids cuz they're embarrassing as hell.
Oh
So,
my god. That's
uh-huh.
phenomenal. Holy shit. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's hilarious. I love how she was like, yeah, no, we have to go put this
Yeah, loudly and disgusted. Pure, utter disgust was coming from her.
I don't deserve this life, but here we are.
That's exactly what she would say. I don't deserve this. This is beneath me. Like,
Oh my god, oh my god. That's hilarious.
so I hope that other people can take joy in that, I guess.
Yes.
We have so many like grocery store shenanigans. Like there's also the time that like Aniston went ice skating in the bathroom. Because she decided to put soap on the floor. And I went in there to check on her and she's just skating around, living her best fucking life.
You know,
So yeah.
that's when you're like, we're gonna leave and we're gonna tell absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Not a soul about
100%.
this.
Yep. Bounce right up out of there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So. Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
That's her life.
Hilarious. Well, honestly, I feel like that was a good episode. I feel like it was a
Yeah.
solid one.
Yeah. It was a little depressing in the beginning.
It did. We turned it
But-
around. We turned it around. But I do feel like it's definitely a topic that doesn't get talked about enough. At least not in a positive light.
No. No. And right now, I don't have anything positive to say about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll change, but do the hard things first not
Yeah.
later. So, and in the meantime, I'm going to come up with a solution for the cart thing. So,
Yeah.
that's, I'm upset, honestly.
I love how you're like, I hate Aldi, but I'm gonna take their idea and make it my own.
100%. 100%. Oh my God.
Well, at
Oh my
least
God.
someone had. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Solid.
Okay.
Solid work. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, join us again next time to
Yeah.
see
I
what
hope
else
you
we
guys are
can
enjoying
other things
this.
we can get. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what else we can get into. Hopefully soon, like people will start writing in and letting us know what they want to hear about as well.
Oh
So,
yeah. We have a lot of topics to talk about, and we're willing
yeah.
to talk about anything if we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Yeah.
want to know. We just want to know. We want to know about everything.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, enjoy.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.